Now that we have our hole drilled in the front, our Forstner hole drilled in the back, we're going to come to the bandsaw and we're going to get ready to do some cuts. We want to have a plan of attack before we do this though. First thing we're going to do is cut off some large chunks. These are chunks of wood that I don't need. Pretty much straight lines that are going to allow you to get your project a little closer. So I'm going to focus on one of them right now. Flip the switch. If I need to do this line, I need to turn it so that it lines up with my blade. Fingers off to the side. Take that piece, put it in the bin. I want to focus on a 3-inch over 3-minute section because I can't spend all day on the bandsaw. So now we're going to start to look at some valleys that we could do. Right in here, I need all of this to go away. This is one of my low points, or a valley. So I'm going to want a relief cut to go straight in and straight out. This is going to be a valley. I want a relief cut that's going to come straight in and straight out. And then I could come in along this long side over here. And we'll worry about that in a little bit. So let's start with the relief cuts. Turn and line up your lines with the blade. Slow down at the end and stop before you hit the line. Next, I want to come along this long line, so I have to turn my piece. Slow down. I have a chunk of wood here that I need to get rid of. So we're going to treat this somewhat like the gumball machine when we had to cut out the notch. We're going to try to fit our bandsaw blade in here and come as close to the edge as we can, and then we can go back the opposite direction. Cut that curve out, I can fit my blade right here and come back the opposite way. So I'm going to put my blade right next to the cut. Cut down and remove. I'm going to take off the top of my roof here. Line up with your line. When it comes to curves, you're going to want to put your blade next to the wood, next to the blade, and start to curl. I didn't curl enough. So I'm going to put my wood next to it and curl. Anything I don't get perfect, I can round over with the file. I'll do my finished cuts now. can notice, I left some pieces here on the corners. That shouldn't take me too long to round that over. Give myself something to file to clean up. Next up, I'm going to take my piece over and get ready to file it. For filing, I want to clamp this down on the table with my design up. If I were to clamp to the wood, I will probably put a dent on it. So we're going to grab a piece of scrap wood. And tighten that on. Here I've grabbed a half round file. Half round on one side, flat on the other. The flat side is good for moving along flat edges, as well as rounding over an outside edge. Now the half round is good for interior curves, but looking here, this is a very sharp interior curve. So we have another file that I'm going to use, completely around. I just want to make sure that I keep this file moving so I don't make a groove in one spot. Nice and round. Once I'm done with a section, I can move on to another 3-inch section to file.